Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Lifestyle Podcast. I am so excited. And every single podcast I talk about how excited I am. And I'm truly, truly excited today because you get a chance to meet my BFF. Yes. So today is going to be a special treat because we're actually starting this new series called Everything Wellness when it comes to women's health and being a mother and being in professional roles. We have to take care of ourselves so we can be able to be there for the ones that we love, right? Before we move forward in today's episode, I want to introduce my friend Aiyisha. Aiyisha, tell them who you are, introduce yourself.
Yes. Hey, everybody. I'm Aiyisha Adams. I've been BFFs with JurLonna for 4 years. I don't
Oh,
know, since
girl.
college.
Okay, you're telling our age.
But yes, and I am a mommy. I'm a wife. I'm an executive. I work and do stuff in ministry. I do a lot, just like any other woman in the world, right? We do a whole bunch. And so I'm excited about this because wellness is very important to me, especially the older I get, the older my family gets, and the things that I wish I would have known younger, but at least I can get my son going on things so that, he'll be good. I'm just really excited to join my bestie and have
Yes.
fun with you all.
Yeah, same here. Listen, if you can listen to our sidebar conversations, we always talking about wellness tactics, strategies. We even became certified health coaches. We've been on this plexus with supplement journey for some years now. I think 2000 was it 2012 maybe or 13, 14?
Yeah, maybe around like 2000, yeah, 14, 15-ish, something like that.
Yeah, so we've been on this journey with these sidebar conversations, and I was like, listen, we have to tell the world. I think it's other people, other women that would love to hear what we got to say, and
Yes.
you can join in on the conversation with us as well. Okay, so today I want us to talk about mental exhaustion
Mm.
because listen, so one thing that we do have in common, and that's a whole nother conversation on another day. I know I've been tested for ADHD and you've been tested for ADHD, right?
Yep.
So our flow is different, okay, than the average
Mhm.
person.
And now
And
you put the two of us together. Like, uh-oh.
listen, who's trying to do a podcast, both of us together with neurodivergent? Like
Who's gonna flow?
right, we're gonna flow. So bear with us, okay? But so I wanted to bring that up because today's topic is about mental exhaustion. And when you think that you're not getting things completed, or you feel like, oh my goodness, I didn't complete that project I had put down a to-do list, and it still looked like I didn't do anything today, then it comes with this level of exhaustion. It comes with this level of fatigue. It comes with this level of feeling defeated, right? And so Aisha and I was having this conversation a couple of days ago, and she was like, "Girl, I got to tell you what I, started implementing, and I'm gonna share with you guys today as well what I started implementing, and it actually works." Okay, so Aisha, tell us, what has happened, your experience regarding mental exhaustion, and how you started including in some of those tips.
Yeah, so for me, it began with not even realizing that I was ADHD. And it wasn't, I've been going to my doctor in primary health care. And the first thing is, it's depression and they want to put me on some type of antidepressant, which worked for a very short time because that wasn't it, right? So it did work for a short time. And I've learned that particularly Black women a lot of times are misdiagnosed with depression when it can be some type of neurodivergence, whether it's ADHD or being on the spectrum, because there's very high functioning executive women that are on the spectrum too.
Yeah.
So it wasn't until I was watching an episode of Grey's Anatomy. I know I told you this story, Lana. Watching Grey's Anatomy, I thought I did. I was watching Grey's Anatomy, and one of the interns had ADHD and didn't know it, but one of the attendings who has ADHD noticed just the different things he was messing up and all these things. And so he started going down the checklist of all the things. And I was like, what? And
Wait a
every
minute.
single thing that was listed was me. So I made an appointment with a psychiatrist, got tested, and sure enough,
Yeah.
ADHD. So now looking back, I'm like, dang, because I'm 45 now. I wish I would have known, especially coming up through school, college, everything else. And the reason why I think it was just easily not caught was because I was always on honor roll. So my parents never questioned. They would say, "You get your homework done?" "Yeah, my homework is done." And literally, I'm on the school bus on the way to school doing
Right.
homework, procrastination, just all
Yeah.
these things. But because it didn't really show up until this stage in my life, because there was always structure. When you're a kid, people telling you what to do, when to do it, how to do it. When
Yes.
you're in school, when you're in college, when you get into corporate America, when you're entry level, you're told when to come to work, when to go to break, when to go to lunch, all the things. But the higher I went, all those things fell off, and there was no longer parameters given to me.
Hmm.
I come up with an idea. They say, "Yeah, great, go do it." Like, go do it.
Doesn't
And
work.
that's when I started noticing, like, and that's when I started feeling like inept. Like, I'm not an educated woman with MBAs and all these licenses. Like, I'm like, what is going on? Why do I feel
Right.
stupid?
And let me intersect there because it's you and my pastor have really helped me on this journey. And I did feel like, oh, something's wrong with me. Maybe I'm not cognitively getting things or, you know,
Yes.
and I remember I took this to prayer because, and I want to bring this up because I know there's a lot of faith based individuals that are watching.
Yep.
And I took this to prayer because now listen, we believe in the word of God. Like we believe that the word said we healed, and guess what? I'm healed. Okay.
That's
There's
right.
no other question to ask at this point, right?
Hmm.
But that's when the Holy Spirit was showing me that, you know what, this is going to be a process for your healing. I'm like, what
Hmm.
process? He was like, you're gonna have to
Yep.
walk this out. And I really was thinking, like, okay, that's the enemy talking to me,
Yep.
because
Yep.
that didn't make any sense. And what I started learning is that this is the way he created. And so I think a lot of times the world put these labels on us because we're not normal or like the average person. And
Yep.
so you thinking it is a disease, you're thinking it's something where, like God created us this way. And my pastor reminds me of that there's a lot of the ones that are deemed geniuses are the ones that ADHD. And so I
Yep.
just want to say that. And I think it's really helping me to walk through this process. So I just want to say
Yep.
thank you because we've been walking on this journey together. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And the cool thing is to just get back up, starting back
Yep.
over, and like, okay, let me see what I can implement today that's going to be different. So, yeah.
Yep. And that's the thing, implementing systems. So I ended up getting an ADHD coach
Yeah.
because I'm like,
That.
how do I handle this? And she's like, "Aiyisha, life doesn't have to be this hard." She's like, it's hard for you right now. She's like, "But it doesn't have to be. So we got to put systems in place."
Yes.
And that's what has really helped, is putting the systems in place. Now, everyone is different. I
Hmm.
decided to start with medication because I was in such a place that, for me, yes, I want to get the systems in place and everything. And I don't plan on being on medication forever. But guess what? Until I have those systems in place and I feel really good and in a great place, we're going to use medicine. Now, that's just me.
Yeah.
Somebody else might want to do something else. And until I find the natural cocktail that works for me
Yes.
too, because, you know,
Yeah.
I might need something. This might, you talking about bring stuff in prayer. This might be the thorn that the
Yeah.
Lord's leaving in that I just have to deal with.
Yeah. And
So,
it's so funny you said that because I wanted to try the medicine. So I'm big on not taking medicine, but because
mhm,
I feel like I wasn't able to function day to day, I was desired to take the medicine. And the non stimulants was not working for me because I was like, okay, what is this? And so,
yep.
and then the stimulants, it was not good for my health because of other issues. So that's when
Mhm.
the Lord was really showing me, like, okay, so I
Mhm.
had to start incorporating certain healthy eating habits, like certain foods would trigger it. If I
Mhm.
didn't have appropriate sleep, and I think that's the reason why the Lord was showing me that I had to walk through this process because I had to
Mhm.
create the habits. I had to figure out, okay, really, I hate to use the word boundaries, but put certain things in place so I can be able to maneuver and function at my highest level. So yeah,
Yep. Yep. So, yeah, you're right on with that, and that was the same thing with me. And you're right, figuring out the first thing is sleep, because guess what? ADHD, neurodivergence, our circadian rhythms aren't typical. Like, for me, I've always said, perfect time for sleep for me, if I could go to bed at 1 a.m. and get up at 9 a.m. every morning, that's the perfect
oh
sweet spot
wow,
for me. But that's just not the case because I have a child that's in school and, we got to get up at 6, even though my body doesn't get tired till 1. It just doesn't.
Yeah,
So I've had to figure out, okay, Aiyisha, let's try to get in bed. What does a healthy sleep routine look like? Get off your device,
yes,
make sure that you are having the blue light glasses and, all that stuff. So yeah, just working with the coach. And she really helped me with coming up with ways. And again, everything is trial and error. So
it
for
really is.
me, when we talk about doing a brain dump, so for me, it's usually best if I do it. I either got to do it first thing in the morning or at night. Now, it
Mhm.
works best for me if I do it at night to prep for my day the next day, because then I get a better sleep because then my mind's not swirling
Yeah,
with what I have to do the next day. So I just do a brain dump. I don't worry about prioritizing lists or anything. I think of any and every possible thing that I've got to get it done.
yeah,
Then once I figure that out, then I prioritize, based on just what needs to get done. Now, there are some people that have the school of thought of, let me do the hardest thing first, just get that out the way, or the thing that I don't want to do, just get out the way. That doesn't work for me.
yeah, that
For
doesn't.
me, I need to do some of the low hanging fruit that is easy and a quick scratch off my list because I get a dopamine hit when
Yeah,
I mark something off.
yes,
Or if I in my Outlook calendar, I'll flag something. Like if I know I need to get to it, but I just can't right then, I'll flag it. And so then at the end of the day, when I can unflag something, it's the best feeling. So for
yes,
me, because I know I need that, I have to get some of the easiest things out the way first. Because the hardest things can take you 3, 4, 5 hours. That's when you get to the point of feeling like I didn't accomplish anything all day,
yeah.
and you did.
And
So,
so, yeah, and I was gonna say for me, I think what has helped me is saying, okay, I remember being in prayer about it, and it was like focus on one thing. So, what is that
mhm.
one thing today? And then I noticed that the little stuff, like the small rocks and the big rocks, that's another theory, concept too.
Yep.
And I noticed that the little rocks get done because I focused on that one big thing. So my approach is to
Mhm.
one thing. If I can get to that one thing, if
Yep.
I feel, and I ask myself, how satisfied I would feel if I complete a particular thing. What is that one thing that's going to make me give me the most joy, right? And so
Yep.
that's how I kind of do it as well. I do it that way,
Mhm.
and I do brain dump. I love the brain dump and exercise because for me, I think a lot of times we don't realize that a lot of our these thoughts are just sitting in our heads like boxes, and it's taking up
Yep.
space. And so
Yep.
you can't have clarity, you can't think clear
Mhm.
till you write it all down. And I love doing
Yep.
that exercise. I'm actually getting ready to do this thing, wellness retreat thing, and I'm getting ready to incorporate that in there. It's like take it all out because
Yep.
you can't even move to the next step if you got something sitting here thinking sitting there, right? So
Yep.
yeah.
And for me in my role, a lot of the things that I do is dependent on it's for stuff to get done. There are other departments, other areas that need to
Mhm.
do what they need to do in order for something to be completely off my list. So then what I started doing is when I complete all that I can complete until I'm waiting on someone else, I will cross that off my list. And then beside it, I'll write send email to Lonna 7/1/222 p.m.
Mhm.
And that one, it gives me the reminder to follow up and to, you know, where I am in the process. But also, I still get that sense of accomplishment because I can cross something off
Yeah,
my list. It's not all the way done, but I've done all I can up until this point.
I love that. I remember
So,
you shared that with
yep,
me. Yeah. That's good.
it makes a
One
difference.
thing, I think we were talking about this the other day, and again, we're talking about this coming against mental exhaustion, is that, and I posted on social media last week, I believe, and
Mhm.
towards the end of the day, I started to notice this pattern. I started noticing that I was like, oh my gosh, I feel like I didn't accomplish anything. And I started feeling this sadness and like deep depression. Like I was really feeling a certain kind of way, really down. I felt defeated.
Yep.
Then I heard the Holy Spirit say, write down what you did today.
I
Listen.
saw that post and I was like, girl, I'm tired looking at you. Like you did a
When I
lot.
wrote that down, I was like, "Oh, no, 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 no. Listen,
Yes.
that thought was a straight up lie, okay?"
Yep.
And so I did it again yesterday. I started feeling a certain kind of way, and it was towards the end of the day before, I left the office, and I wrote down everything I did. I was like, see, this is a lie because I am
Hmm.
accomplishing things, like I am
Yep.
completing things. And so I just love that exercise. So if you feel like you feel defeated by the end of the day, or if you feel sad, or you're like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do, I feel lazy or whatever, honey, write down the things that, that you did do, that that you did,
Yep.
work on or whatever. And then that's when you realize, because what happened is when I saw that list, I was like, oh, I can rest.
Hmm.
I'm done for the day. And that's how
Yep.
we end up overworking sometimes because we thinking we didn't do enough. But
Yep.
really, I did do enough, you
You did
know?
more than a lot of times.
Yes, more than enough, right? So this is so good. Listen, y'all, listen. This
Yes.
is just the cuff, okay? This
The
is just on the
tip,
tip
right?
of the spear, right? We haven't even touched that. We try to make sure that
No.
episodes are not too long. But Aiyisha's going to be with us. Hello. She's going to be
Yay.
with us on this series, Everything Wellness. And if you have any questions about, how to navigate through life regarding, ADHD or, how to be that executive and manage a household as well, and reach out to us. This episode posted on YouTube, so subscribe there and comment in the section. We'll be looking at those comments to make sure that we address it. But in the meanwhile, we always have a call to action. So that
Yes.
call to action is what? The call to action is implement one of these strategies or even share some of the strategies that you have done, that you
Yep.
have implemented that you want to share with the community as well. All right. Is there
There's
any last
so
words you
many
want
things.
to say to the people, Aiyisha, before we leave?
This is just going to be a great series, and I'm excited. And there's one that we need to do. We need to bring our husbands on. Pray for our husbands, y'all, because so they're married to neurodivergent women who are besties, and a lot of times they got to reel us back in. And when I tell you these two are very similar, and
Very
they
calm
just
there.
very calm, and they've just kind of figured out just how to work with us, and just let us do what we do.
Yes. Yeah, we love them. We appreciate them. We got to talk about our kids too. So that's going to be a very interesting
Now that's
conversation.
a whole different a neurodivergent, rage neurodivergent. Now that's fun. Y'all pray for my husband for real. He is the anyway. We'll get to that. You talk about some funny stories.
Yes, definitely. All right. Well, we love you guys. Until next time, we are your partner in faith. We are believing that you're
Yep.
going to operate in your best self starting today. Okay. There's no more thoughts of failure, no more thoughts that you're
Mhm.
defeated. Guess what? You have the victory.